A development controversy on the Sunshine Coast is pitting neighbor against neighbor. But this one has a little something extra because one of those neighbors is Lululemon founder Chip Wilson. Now, he wants to build a dock, but it would be a massive dock, bigger than a lot of houses out there. And people living nearby are not pleased for a whole number of reasons. Here's Renee Filipponi.
Oh, big stick.
Megan Smith and her family have enjoyed Sunshine Coast serenity for decades.
It's an oasis of beauty and nature. That's why our license plates say beautiful British Columbia.
But now she and her neighbors are worried everything's about to change. A couple doors down, this, a home belonging to Lululemon billionaire Chip Wilson. The yoga gear guru wants to build a massive dock to moor boats, plural, not far from where Smith snorkels.
The thought of having something destroy even a tiny part of that for really quite selfish reasons when there's so many other options it's devastating to think about.
The proposed dock would be built at the south end of Wilson's property. Its size nearly 2,500 square feet and an additional 3,000 for a breakwater to protect the structure from destructive storms. It could moor one 47-foot yacht, two 24-foot boats, plus a number of smaller vessels and a seaplane.
So it's almost into this. It's the largest facility. It's not something we normally see.
The district is concerned too, worried about the impact on the environment. But it's not in charge. The province gets to give the go-ahead on the breakwater.
Yeah, this was our lower cabin.
Paul Jones owned the property before Wilson. He's opposed to the dock, concerned it will impact the habitat of the marbled murrelet, an endangered bird he studied for years.
It's fearsome of human presence, and they will dive when any boats come near them.
Wilson has declined to comment while his application awaits approval, but a consultant he hired has submitted a letter saying environmental concerns have been addressed in the design. But that's not enough for Smith.
I mean, we have a right to know what these circumstances are that are allowing this to happen.
She hopes the province will listen to residents' concerns and that the sun will set on Wilson's proposal. Renee Filipponi, CBC News, Sechelt.
So there's a lot of back and forth on this one, both on the ground in the community, online as well, because we did want to hear your thoughts on this, and we asked this question on Twitter, if you think Chip Wilson should be allowed to build his dock. So here's some of the responses that we get, just a small sampling to give you a sense. Melvin Julie tweets, it's his property and he should be able to build whatever he'd like, as long as it's up to environmental code. Doris Rank writes, I live on the Sunshine Coast and know that Mr. Lulu doesn't own the water or land under the water in front of his place. And Mike on Twitter says he can build what he wants within legal bounds, or he could choose to be considerate for the sake of community.